Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you, Dr. Liu.
Okay, thank you, Casey.
Mm.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, can.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Then let's get started. I think Dennis will join us soon. So after Dennis joins, so Casey, please also let him in as a panelist. So then I will just straightforwardly start it for now.
Okay, no
Good
problem.
afternoon. So a very big welcome to all of you. Welcome to NUS and welcome to our Data Science and Economics Interdisciplinary Program. My name is Chun. I am a lecturer in the Department of Mathematics. I'm also a member of the DSE committee. From Econ Department, the two of us will be giving you an overview of the DSE program. We hope this session will help you build a clearer picture of your academic journey ahead. Without further ado, let me start first. The DSE program is a cross-disciplinary degree, so we also refer to it in abbreviation as XDP. This is X, which means interdisciplinary. This is degree and this is program. XDP in DSE means our program is interdisciplinary. This program is jointly offered by three departments. We have Department of Mathematics, Department of Statistics and Data Science. These two departments are in the Faculty of Science. We have another department which is Economics in the Faculty of Arts and Social Science. All of us are under the College of Humanities and Sciences, or CHS for abbreviation. So our aim is to equip you with strong foundational knowledge in both data science and economics, along with hands-on experience in analyzing economic and financial data. Hi, Dennis. Okay. Upon your graduation, so we hope that your combination of data science and analytic techniques, together with the domain knowledge in economics, will open up diverse career opportunities ahead of you in both public and private sectors. In order to achieve these goals, our curriculum is carefully designed to integrate knowledge from data science and economics seamlessly. We also offer you cross-disciplinary courses on emerging technologies and products such as digital currency and fintech, together with our hands-on experience in tackling some real-world challenges in digital economy. On top of this, so you will also have opportunities for industry-linked courses and projects, which allow you to apply what you have learned in practical setting. Here is a summary of the DSE program structure. You will need to complete a total of 160 course units before you graduate. And these courses fall into three categories. Firstly, we have the CHS Common Curriculum courses. These constitute 40 units or 10 courses in your program requirement. Secondly, and most importantly, we have the major requirements. And here, these constitute 96 units. And for under this major requirement, we can further split it into foundational courses, which constitute 76 units, together with cross-disciplinary courses, which is coded as DSE. Okay, this constitute 20 units of your major requirements. Last but not least, we also have unrestricted elective courses. Here we have 24 units. Next, I want to give you a detailed look at this CHS Common Curriculum as well as the major requirement. This pie chart summarizes the CHS Common Curriculum. By the way, CHS stands for College of Humanities and Sciences in abbreviation. So under the CHS Common Curriculum, in principle, we have 13 courses in total, and they are divided into three pillars. So firstly, 6 of the course belong to the Common Core courses. But good news for you guys. So for DSE major, if you look at this subcategory called data literacy, you'll see your 1000 gateway course, DSE 1101, is here. It means your major requirement, the DSE 1000 level course, naturally fulfills this data literacy requirement. This means you don't have to take another course under this category. So in other words, out of the 6 courses here, you only need to take 5 of them. So next, we have 5 integrated courses. Okay, so these 5 listed here. And besides this, there are 2 interdisciplinary courses. Again, good news for you guys, because our DSE program is already interdisciplinary. Any DSE coded course naturally belongs or can fulfill this requirement. So you don't have to take additional 2 courses to fulfill these 2. Okay, so in summary, out of the 13 CHS common curriculum courses, you guys as DSE student only need to take 10 of them rather than 13. Okay, so after we have some overview of the CHS courses, let's look at the major requirement. For the foundational courses, this covers some basic mathematical courses like linear algebra, single variable and multivariable calculus, statistics courses, including probability, inferential statistics, and regression analysis, data analytic courses, including data visualization, computation, and optimization, economic courses, including microeconomics, and econometrics, as well as computer science courses, including programming, data structure, and algorithms. On top of the foundational course, we intentionally design some cross-disciplinary courses for you guys. These include a 1000 gateway course at the introduction level, a 3000 practical course, as well as a list of 4000 electives. For the list of elective courses, I will guide you through the list very soon. But for now, let's first pay attention to this sample study plan. Okay, this is very important, and it is color-coded by different regions. This blue region represents the CHS common curriculums, and this big green region represents the major requirements. And here, this pink region represents the elective and restricted electives. Okay, so for each of the semester, it is represented by a column of the table. So if you refer to your upcoming Year 1 Sem 1, this means you need to look at the first column of the table. You see, if you follow this study plan, there are 5 courses for you to take in the upcoming Year 1 Sem 1. 3 of them are highlighted in blue, which means they belong to the CHS common curriculums. All of the 3 courses will be pre-allocated to you. By pre-allocation, we mean you don't have to register the course by yourself. Rather, the university will assign the course to you automatically. The good side of pre-allocation is that you don't have to go through the trouble of the course registration, but the other side means you don't have a choice. You have to go with the course. Besides the 3 CHS common curriculum courses, we also have 2 major requirement courses. One is the DSE 1101, the 1000 gateway course of our major. Now, besides this, and this one will also be pre-allocated to you. Again, you don't have to worry about the course registration. Besides this one, we also have the EC 1101, which is the 1000 gateway course offered by Economics Department. For this one, it's slightly different. So you will not be pre-allocated. You need to register for yourself. But as DSE student, you will enjoy the privilege, same as economics major student, which means you will be involved in some pre-course registration exercise. So long as you indicate your preference of the course during this pre-registration exercise, you will be guaranteed to have the course. So although it's not pre-allocated, still you don't have to stress over the course registration in any sense. Okay, this is good news. At least for the upcoming semester, all of the 5 courses here will be guaranteed to you. You do not need to really worry about the course registration. Besides the first semester, I also want to give you some more sense of the following up semesters in terms of the courses you will expect to see in the future. You see, for most of the cells in the table, we explicitly offer you the course title or the course code, except for this pink region. This is, of course, no doubt, because this is unrestricted electives. You are the one who choose the course. Of course, we cannot restrict by giving you some choices here. But besides this pink region, if you look at this part, highlighted in this red box, this is the green region, which means here are the major requirement courses, but we don't give you specific course title. So this means you do have some choices. So what are the courses you can choose from to fulfill or to fill in the 4 cells of the table? So you may refer to the program requirement. So here I screenshot the part of the program requirement and highlight the elective list in this red table, the red box. Okay, let's pay attention here. So do note that this list is a growing list. It means over the years, we are trying to adding up new candidates to give you more choices to choose from. So for example, this quant micro course was added to the list 2 years ago. And this economics and computation highlighted in red is a new one. It will be added to this list from the upcoming semester onwards. Okay, so when as time passes by, if we say some new courses that may be suitable for you guys, we will propose to add them into the list. So do pay attention to the program requirement frequently. Okay, in case there is some update. All right. So besides these 2 courses, okay, let's have a quick look of what are the other possible choices. You have 2 sense-making courses offered by data science department. Okay, and we also have an advanced capstone project. Okay, this one is essentially an individual honors year project. Okay, besides it, we have a course in digital currency, a course in fintech, 1 course in digital economy, and 1 course in machine learning. You see, all of them are related to the most popular topics of the age we are living. Okay, so this is the current version of the 4,000 electives. As I said, do pay attention to this program requirement in case there is some update in the future. So after we go through the study plan as well as the courses, okay, so I want to highlight the importance of the study plan. Although it is called a sample study plan, but essentially it is really the study plan. Okay, because of the nature of our program is interdisciplinary, therefore our program is a very tight one. You are strongly recommended to follow closely of the study plan in order to graduate on time. So for those who want to modify it, especially if you plan for the 1 semester long credit-bearing internship, student exchange program, or the NOC program, okay, do plan ahead and make sure you can modify the study plan in a way that at the time you intend to graduate, you already finish everything required by our program. Okay, so for example, one thing let me highlight in advance or alert you. So this DSE 3101 is a course that is only offered at every semester 2. And it serves as a prerequisite of a capstone project course, DSE 4101. This means if you want to take the DSE 4101, this capstone project course in your year 4, you have to clear DSE 3101 in your year 2 SEM 2. Sorry, in your year 3 SEM 2. Okay, so this means before year 3 SEM 2, before you take this DSE 3101, you'll need to clear all of the prerequisite of the course. Okay, while for this course specifically, its prerequisite are listed here. Okay, you see, if you ever want to change the study plan, okay, you may incur some following up changes from the point you modify it onwards. Therefore, I do recommend you, if you want to modify it, do plan ahead to make sure you can graduate on time. Okay, so for the other courses like DSE 3101, which is only offered once a year, I summarize them in this table. On the left, in the left column, okay, these are the courses that are only offered in every semester 1. While in the right column, it summarizes the courses that are only offered in every semester 2. Okay, so you see I highlight 1 course in particular, which is DSE 4101. This one is a little bit different. For the upcoming academic year, This guide will be offered in both semesters. But from the following academic year onwards, this one will only be offered in every semester too. It means when it comes to your time to choose the course, the only choice for it will be in your semester too. Okay, so do pay attention to this. All right. So after this, before I end my talk, I'm trying to offer you some useful links for you to explore some detailed information about the courses. Okay, so the first one, this first link here, give you the information about the CHS Common Curriculum courses, and followed by the courses offered by the three departments: Department of Mathematics, Department of Data Science and Statistics, and Department of Economics. So after this talk, I think the slides will be distributed to you, and you can click the links to look at the details of the courses. Besides the course website, I also give you the important timetable planning tool, the NUS MOS. So I believe most of you should have explored this one before the talk, but anyway, you can click in and have a look of your timetable planner. All right. So, lastly, here are the information about the DSE committee members. From Department of Mathematics, we have Prof. Victor Tan, who is the boss of the program. Okay, he is the current director of the DSE program, and this is me. Okay, and from Department of Statistics and Data Science, we have Dr. David Chu, who is one of the co-directors of the program, and also Dr. Huang Yuting. And from Department of Economics, we have Dennis. Okay, so and Dennis will take over my talk and also give you some very useful suggestions for you to plan your academic journey. Okay, now I think I can hand over to Dennis.
Okay, so can you stop sharing so I can share my slides?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, can you guys see my slides? Yes, okay. Well, welcome everyone. Some of you may have met me in the camp before, right? But if not, no worries. We'll see each other very soon in DSE 101, although in the second semester, second half of the semester. Component to this talk, right? So Prof. Liu sort of discussed very nicely all the details. So let me just focus on some practical aspects. Right. So one thing that I think cannot be emphasized enough about this program, right, is that you have to think about your pathway early and plan early. Some students, get this message of CHS is all about flexibility, right? Too literally into their head, and they think that they can do whatever they want, however they want, right? We are having questions like, oh, what if I don't want to take EC 101 in the first semester? How about that, right? This is not about the DSE program. Right, you have to realize that DSE program, although nominally a single major, right, essentially it's an integrated double major, right? So which means that you already have made quite a lot of choices in advance, right? In particular, you should think about it as you're basically studying data science with a fixed domain of expertise, which is economics, right? So I find, like, from past experience, right, students are kind of struggling to find this balance, right? Should I be an economist with some data skills, or should I be full stack data scientist with a bit of expertise in economics? And my admittedly biased opinion, right, since I'm from the Department of Economics, but observing my past students, right, who hold the data-based roles prior to, DSC degree or even DSA degree existed, right? What's valued in those students at the workplace is actually the economic skills, right? So the data skills you can you can augment them on demand via like some courses or self-study, right? But economics is really what makes you, special, right? So don't ignore your economics, and particularly use your UE, right, to study more courses, higher level courses in economics and data science, which makes you a better data-driven economist, right? One thing I observed in this program, right, is that some people tend to lean very heavily towards CS or DSA, right? So kind of targeting, software engineering and this kind of careers. But I think within this degree, right, if you're doing this, as you will learn in economic terms, right, you'll be at a comparative disadvantage because a pure CS major will have way more CS knowledge, right? And pure DSA major will have way more data science knowledge, right? So you should not try to pretend to be a CS major, when you're actually not, right? And this is also related to double majors, right? You probably noticed some seniors are doing double major. I think it's not a great idea, right? That will make you a triple major. And as an employer, I would be a little bit suspicious of, well, can the person really do all three things equally well, right? Double major is probably good enough, right? You can take a minor maybe, but yeah. Okay. To reiterate this point about the sample study plan, I would say it's more like the study plan, especially for the first 2 years, right? You can shift courses around. Okay, you take linear algebra in SEM 2 instead of SEM 1 if it's offered, right? But you have to complete those courses, right? And the reason is those courses are prerequisites, and you don't have prerequisites, the rest of your studies is gonna fall down like a domino, right? Because you cannot take DSE 301 in year 3. That means it has to go and get postponed until SEM 2 year 4, which means that you will not graduate in 4 years, right? My very strong advice is that do not take any unrestricted electives in the first 2 years altogether. Okay. Firstly, this is to make sure that you progress with your prerequisites, right? But secondly, I think it's a much better deal to spend your unrestricted electives on 3,000 and 4,000 specialist courses, right? Be it economics or data science, rather than, taking introduction to psychology or basic Korean, right? I mean, you are the contractors of your own employability. So this is something, the choices that you have to think about seriously. Right? If you deviate from the sample plan in the first 3 years, can cause a lot of undesirable consequences, right? Basically, this happened to some students in the first cohort, right? They didn't pay attention, and at some point they were asking, "Oh, can I take this course together with 2 of its prerequisites?" Right? And in some special cases, we granted the exception, but this will not be granted anymore, right? Bad planning is not a good excuse for waiving prerequisites, right? And in any case, prerequisites are there for a reason, right? The professor assumes you already know that stuff, right? So like studying something while, frantically trying to catch up on prerequisite is not a good experience. Okay, as Prof. Liu said, pay attention which courses are offered in which semester, right? Many students assume that, you can just take any course in any semester, and there would be like multiple sections of it, right? It doesn't happen like that. So some of them are offered only in SEM 2, some in SEM 1, some are offered in both semesters, right? So if you are not sure, right, that's the key thing, you ask. You ask the administrative staff in the Department of Mathematics, or, if it's related to economics, you can ask myself or admin staff in the econ. If it's related to DSDS, please contact DSDS, right? Do not act on assumption, right? Sometimes students email me with their study plan, and half of it is students kind of pencil them in. Right? A good rule of thumb that I would recommend is that all your 2,000 and 3,000 courses that are required should be completed fully in the first 3 years, right? This is very important because in 4th year, right, you want to be taking 4,000 courses. If you are not clearing some of the prereqs, you will not be able to take some 4,000 courses, which are only offered in the first half of the year. Okay, this is just something for those of you who are super kiasu, right? So the econ department does offer what's called specializations, and DSE students are eligible for them. It is optional, and I don't actually encourage you to pursue it, right? Because that may stress you to take some courses that maybe is not exactly optimal for your profile, right? But it's feasible. I think the easiest for DSE students to achieve would be the quantitative economics specialization, right? And to some extent, applied and policy economics, right? And then if you're interested in that, you can take a look on the NUS Econs website. Just to say, right, this has been established as a kind of a way to signal to employers for pure econ majors, right? Are they more quantitative or not? You don't really need that signal because you're already quantitative, obviously, that you are coming from the DSE program, right? But if you're the one that has to unlock every single achievement in the game, this is an option. Okay, student exchange. That's my favorite subject, quote unquote. I get a ton of email every semester about, oh, I went on exchange and I missed all these courses and now I don't have the prerequisites, and what do I do now? Right, to avoid this situation, start planning early. Some of the courses may be mapped, right? One hint is that economics courses cannot be mapped at all, right? This is just a policy because economics is just taught at so many different levels across the universities worldwide that we just don't allow to map. Okay, some MA and ST courses can be mapped. For example, there has been some success with MA to 311 or DSA 302, right? So you can do your research on partner schools. Something to watch out is that class has to be offered in English, right? Because some people go to Korea and find out the class is in Korean, then it doesn't count, right? Another problem is UK schools, right? They have a different semester system. They have like 3 parts of the year and the course is stretching over like 2 or 3 of them. So if you just spend like 1 semester, you will not be able to get a grade. And if you're not able to get a grade, then you're not able to map, right? So watch out for those things. I would say take the non-mappable courses at NUS first, and also take the prerequisites for DSE 301 and EC 3304 in NUS, right? Because you don't want to be in a situation, right? Usually people go on exchange semester 1, year 3. You don't want to be in a situation where you went on exchange, were not able to map for whatever reason the prereqs for DSE 301, and now you're in a situation where you cannot take DSE 301 in year 3, some 2, right? That was basically guaranteed to postpone your graduation. EC 3304 is very important on the econ side, right? Because it unlocks such electives such as the EC 4308, machine learning and economic forecasting, and some other 4,000 courses, right? So pay particular attention. This courses has to be completed by year 3, semester 2. Okay, to reduce stress, right, you may consider a summer or winter exchange program so that you don't need to worry about skipping any courses. In terms of NOC, we have a special provision that if you take a year-long NOC in year 3, then you will be allowed to take DSA 3101, right, which is an imperfect substitute, in semester 1 of year 4 to kind of let you graduate in 4 years, right? But again, this is an exception. This is only a year-long NOC in 3rd year, right? 6 months NOC doesn't count. And then for year-long NOC, where you do this entrepreneurial case study course, it's an 8-unit course, substituted for the capstone project, right? So that again may allow you to graduate in like 4.5 years, right? If you take an NOC in the 4th year, for example, for a year long, so allow you to graduate a bit faster, right? But you should double check these details with the course coordinators, right? Because your NOC has to be compatible with DSE, right? So you cannot just do an NOC in like robotics, right? That has nothing to do with data science and economics and substitute it for capstone. It has to be pre-approved. Okay, in terms of internships, you always have the possibility of taking a credit-bearing internship via the UPIP program, right? I recommend waiting until year 3 or 4 to undertake this internship, so you actually learn something before you go and experience the working world, right? I would also think very hard, is it worth spending unrestricted electives on this? Right? After all, most of you will do internships anyways, right? And you can use this time to actually acquire more skills via normal courses. right? And internships with a clear project statement, right? They are preferable to sort of undefined internships where, God knows what you're going to do. Maybe make coffee most of the time. Okay, so that's it from me. Some, pinch of salt in the otherwise a very nice presentation by Prof. Liu. And let me know at any time if you have any questions, particularly about the economics matters. Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis. I think because the time ends, so we don't have time to take additional questions for today. But I think we have our welcome day, a physical welcome day, should be in early August, if I'm not wrong. So you are most welcome to come to join us during the face-to-face welcome day. If you have any questions to ask us, so then we can have a closer chat over that session. Okay. So